This is another Tuesday Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. How are you doing today? Let me ask you something about owambes and parties that happen in Nigeria. Can there be a party in Nigeria and there will not be egusi soup, vegetable soup, edikai corn, all the bobo tibo soups that we enjoy in Nigeria? Can there ever be a party? You walk into that party and you notice that there are no soups there. It's not going to work. It doesn't work like that in Nigeria. So long as there is a party, there must be soup and there must be what? Swallow to go with it. Where is Daisha Michelle going with this talk? Don't worry, just stay with me. I'm going to hit the nail on the head very soon. This is Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. And as you already know, this is a diet program where we talk about food and how food affects our health. I am Michelle Umadi. You can also call me Dietitian Michelle. Now back to what I started with, party without soup, party without swallow. It's an impossibility in Nigeria. Let me not say impossibility, it can actually happen, but it's rare. Very rare for us to hold parties, birthday parties, weddings, child dedication, just even friends coming together and there will not be soup. That soup must be there. There must be at least one soup in that party. If not, it's not going to be complete. Some people might even say nothing was served. All the rice and pottage that you're going to be bringing, pasta, they don't consider that one food unless you produce what? Swallow and soup. Now, let me ask you, my dear listener, what is your favorite swallow? What would you say is your best? That when you're giving so many options, your eyes will be looking out for that particular one because you like it, because you enjoy it. I'm about to shake table small, not break, just to shake it a little bit, and then I'll run and leave you here. So today I'm going to talk about our various swallows and the nutritious ones and the ones that I would say not so nutritious. I really don't like to say things are not nutritious, but I'll prefer to stay on the path of caution to say that it's not very nutritious, it's not so nutritious. All right, so today that is what I'm going to talk about. I'm focusing on that. So what is your favorite swallow? Which one do you, by the way, do you even know what we call swallow? If you are not in Nigeria and you're watching this, swallow is a kind of meal that is prepared in Nigeria from our starchy foods and is usually served with soup like egusi, vegetable, ogbono, and this is how we eat it. You just pinch a little portion of the swallow, dip it into your soup, then swallow. Now you understand why we call it swallow. Although I have met some people who say, Dasha Michelle, it's not pronounced as swallow, it's swallow. English teachers, please pardon me. I know it as swallow because when I started to consult and talk to my clients and tell them swallow, they didn't know what I was talking about until I went back to speaking my regular swallow as English. Then I've also met some high premium clients who say, Dasha Michelle, how about don't be calling these things swallow now. You are too touche to be calling it swallow. Why don't you just say meal? It's called meal. You can say acha meal or rice meal or eba meal, but not swallow, my people. For Daisha Michelle, consultation is communication. I just want to communicate my point. So if you're the swallow client, I speak swallow for you to understand. If you're the swallow English client, then I give you swallow. If you call your own meal, then Michelle will start speaking meal. I just want you to know that that is how flexible Daisha Michelle can be. All I want is for you to get the point. I have consulted in Pidgin, I've consulted in Igbo, and even Hausa. I'm telling you, I have consulted in Hausa. Muna buy the shawara. I'm telling you, I have worked in Jews. So sometimes we walk into the word and the person does not understand English. We want the person to know what we are saying. We will switch immediately from English and communicate in Hausa. Tell the person, Abunchim, Chiwon Sugar, or Hawon Jini, we just communicate in a way that the person will understand that this is what we have come to do. So for dietitians, most especially for Dietitian Michelle, English is just a means for us to communicate our points for you to understand. So whatever language you're comfortable with, as long as we can speak it, we bring it down to that level. So feel free if you want to speak with dietitians who can connect with you. We are here for you. So back to my question. Whether you are a swallow person or a swallow speaking person or meal, which one is your favorite? We have a lot in Nigeria. We have many meals, we have many swallows, but I have noticed that a lot of times we tilt towards those ones that are not very nutritious. That is the top on the list. That is the one that we are served when we go for parties or when we even visit restaurants. That is the top. But we have very good, healthy options available. Why are we not eating those ones? So we are going to dwell on that. Welcome back. This is still Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. Today we're talking about swallow. I already explained what swallow is. It's a kind of food served in Nigeria. It's made from our starchy foods, and the way we eat it, we dip it into soup and then we swallow. So that is why the name is what? Swallow. So some call it swallow, some say it is not swallow, it's called meal. So whatever you call yours, just feel comfortable hearing me say swallow. You know what I am talking about. So that is what I have come to discuss today. And I have asked you, what is your favorite swallow? What is the best? What is your best option? What is the best choice? What is your number one amongst all the lists that we have in Nigeria? For Dietitian Michelle, I tell you, mine is acha flour. Did you guess right? All right, very good. So mine is acha flour, and I'll tell you why acha flour is my best. It's my number one. That is the first thing I look out for when I want to swallow. Number one is that it's minimally processed. You know, we've talked about that. If you missed that episode, go to my YouTube channel, Dietitian Michelle, so that you will see when I talked about minimally processed foods, processed and refined foods. So acha flour is minimally processed, so it's good food. It's whole. It has its fiber, has vitamins and minerals, and then the protein is intact. Now, if you're looking for that swallow that serves this purpose, then it's acha flour. And many health organizations say we should eat foods that are whole, foods that are rich in fiber. Acha flour qualifies. Yes, acha flour qualifies for that food that is described and is recommended for us to eat, both for the prevention and even the treatment of diseases. All right, so I will take acha flour number one as my own swallow. Not just because it's minimally processed, all its nutrients are intact, not lost during processing. Okay, now acha may be expensive, but for me, I consider it value for my money. So that is the only downside to it. Every other thing is plus for it. That is acha flour. Now, when acha is not available, what will be my number two? The second thing I look for is what? Rice swallow. It is not your foreign rice. So you don't go and grind it and say that Michelle says it's rice. That is not the rice I am talking about. That one you have in your house, the foreign rice you have, is parboiled. But the one I'm talking about is locally cultivated rice, the one that is called tuwo shinkafa in the north. Where are my northern friends? I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. That is the one we call tuwo shinkafa. So it's not parboiled. When we want to describe or define that, we say it's converted rice, which means that it does not go through the whole parboiling process and all of that. So it's also considered a whole food. It's not polished. Now, I also enjoy to eat that one. So when I don't have acha flour, I go for this tuwo shinkafa. But when I don't have acha flour and I don't have tuwo shinkafa, what else can Dietitian Michelle enjoy as swallow? Then it's plantain smartness. We have unripe plantain flour, 100% is good, but I usually prefer CNC Smart Food Plantain Smart Mix. Why? Because it contains millets, which helps the glycemic load. So I don't have to eat too much before I get filled up or satisfied. So plantain smart maize is my third option. Now, when I don't have acha flour and I don't have tuwo shinkafa, which is the rice flour, and plantain smart mix is not there, that is when I now settle for eba. That's when I settle for eba, especially when it's eba that is made from gari that is well processed, cyanide free. You see why I'm very careful when I'm recommending this. How do you know gari that is well processed? It has to slap. It has to slap. It has to be sour somehow, because to process gari according to FDA, you need to ferment it. You need to soak it inside water. So for those people who go and harvest cassava in the morning, till in that same morning, grind it, process it, and give you gari, that is dangerous. You're going to be harming people. And so you see why I'm very careful when I am picking eba, or when I want to eat eba. I'm very careful. Why? Because of the cyanide content of cassava. But when it's well processed, I tell you, just forget about the sweetness. It's rich in fiber. All right, so that is it. But these are not the only options. These are not the only good, healthy, nutritious swallows that Aisha Michelle recommends. We have more. We have many more. Let me list out, and if I miss anyone, when you call, please tell me. Plantain flour, unripe plantain flour, 100% is still okay if that is what you have, or you can still get the smart mix, which is plantain flour that contains millet in it. Then we have sorghum. Some call it guinea corn, some call it sorghum. In the north, we call it dawa, whether red dawa or white dawa. But yes, it's also good. You can grind this into flour and it's good to serve as your swallow. Then we also have millets. They call it doro, and there's also another one called gero. This can also form a very good swallow for you. Then we have finger millet. Yes, tamba. Michelle also talked about finger millet tamba, food that is not very common, but it's rich in fiber. When you grind it, you're getting your fiber, you're getting your vitamins and minerals, and even calcium, which is a mineral that is scarce. You obtain that in the finger millet. So yes, it can also be good swallow, an alternative for you to take. We also have maize, tuwo masara. You've heard about tuwo masara, right? Yes, good. It's made from maize. Then we have amala. Amala is made from yam, especially the one that has the peel, because it adds more fiber to it when it's well processed, washed, and there are no toxins or chemicals or whatever. Is well processed. That one is also good. Then one of those people who like our fufu. Fufu is also made from cassava, and like I said earlier, it should be fermented. So for those of you who like to look for fufu that does not smell, you are harming yourself. You're probably eating fufu that has not been fermented. So when it smells, that is when you will know that this fufu, this cassava has fermented. So it's good to go. Cyanide level is low, and the process of fermentation we should also be careful so that it does not accumulate a lot of microorganisms. So there's a lot of precautions to follow when processing that. Then how about akpu? Do you know the difference between fufu and akpu? Well, they're all made from cassava. All I'm saying is it should be well processed. People in the south call it loi loi. Yes, made from cassava, it should be well processed. These are all nutritious foods that we can eat. Did I miss any? Is there anyone you feel like Aisha Michelle is missing from this list? Don't worry, I can't know everything. I have just given you what I can remember now. You can tell me when you join the conversation. Now let's go to those ones that are not so nutritious. Now, I didn't say they are not nutritious so that you will not start following Aisha Michelle up and down. I said they are not so nutritious, which means that when if you have exhausted all the other options and no go, then that is where you should be looking at these ones. Number one on the list, where are my worry friends, is starch. That one that they call starch. Oh my goodness. It is so refined. I mean, when we talk about something that has been refined, every single fiber in it has been removed. That is what we call starch. And that is what we make and eat. And then it's now even eaten with a particular soup called owo that is made from palm oil. There are diabetics who have collapsed after eating starch and owo. Why? Because it is so refined that the carbohydrate content is high. And because the carbohydrate content is high, the glycemic index is also high. So when someone living with diabetes eats it, what happens? The sugar level just spikes up so much that the person can lose consciousness. So can you see? Leave starch for 6-month-old babies or for children who need a lot of energy. You know, they are active, they are growing, so they need all that energy. As adults, I don't think we need all that energy, except if you're underweight and you need to build your weight, then yes, starch and owo can form an excellent food for you. But if you're not underweight and you are overweight, or you're living with diabetes, or you have a heart condition, please, starch and owo should just be left one side. I hope you're getting my point. Now, another food that we should be careful when we eat, especially for those people who are managing sugar level, is also agidi. I hope I'm not breaking your heart by saying this. Now, agidi is a healthy food. Let me just remove that. But the only reason I like agidi is that for people who are underweight, they can eat it. For children, it's okay. But I am focusing now on adults who don't really know what to pick, which one to eat and which one not to eat. And they're eating and they're wondering what the problem is. Now, agidi is a natural food. Take that from me, it's natural. Why am I saying it's natural? It's not made in the lab. It's not manufactured anywhere. It's made from maize a lot of times. So the only problem with agidi is that it's refined. The fiber in the maize is lost. We've thrown it away. So, but the good thing is that it contains probiotics and is natural. There are no preservatives or chemicals in it. So for me, I would recommend agidi for children, for babies, for people who are underweight, for adults who are not overweight and they are very active. So you can see when we say that we treat with foods, we know those that should eat those ones and those that shouldn't eat them. So if you're overweight, agidi is not for you. If you're diabetic, agidi is also not for you. Do you understand? So that is what I want you to know about agidi. It's natural. If you're not overweight, no problem. Please enjoy your agidi. But if you're overweight, you're diabetic, you need to stay clear from that because it's refined. The fiber is not there. Then another swallow that we should be careful about is pounded yam. Benue people. Yes, somebody just turned to look at me now when I mentioned pounded yam. All right, yeah, so let me tell you what I want to say about pounded yam, okay? Yam already has a moderate glycemic index, and when I talked about glycemic index, I said that method of processing can affect the glycemic index of foods. It can make it high, it can make it low, it can make it moderate. So yam already has a moderate glycemic index. Then when we boil it and cook it to be very soft, it increases the glycemic index. Then when we pound it again, what happens? You further increase the glycemic index. So you see why when people living with diabetes eat pounded yam, the sugar level goes up. So if you're hypertensive, if you're diabetic, then you need to stay clear. If you're overweight, you need to also let me not say remove pounded yam. You need to eat it with caution. But for young adults, no problem. You can still enjoy your pounded yam. For people who have tedious work that requires a lot of energy, please enjoy your pounded yam. So I hope you're getting the point. Now let me now go to the final one before I go on a break. It is the swallow that is made from refined wheat. That one, wheat, number one, does not even grow in Nigeria. I hear that some farmers are trying so hard to grow wheat, but most of the wheat that we eat here are not grown here. Now, do you know what? This one is so refined. It is so refined that the fiber is lost, the protein, the vitamins and minerals. So, and the gluten content now increases. And I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about. Yes, you know it. Stop looking elsewhere. That is what you eat when you go to restaurants. And even when you go for parties, that is the first one. I mean, it molds very well. It's so smooth. You can enjoy it with any soup. But you see that one, I'd rather eat eba. Even if I don't see eba, give me rice or any other thing on the menu than for me to eat it. Do you understand? Because you're taking something that is refined, the gluten level is high, and then the vitamins and minerals lost, no fiber, no protein. Why are you eating empty calories? Something that will just give you energy and nothing else. Why are you investing your money, your time, your energy to eat something that will not give you anything? That is just my major concern there. So if you ask me, that one is a no-no. I usually don't recommend it. We just talked about the various kind of swallows we have in Nigeria. I mentioned top on the list for Dietitian Michelle. Not for everybody, but for Dietitian Michelle, top on my list is acha flour, then tuwo shinkafa, made from rice that we call converted rice. Then we have plantain smart maize, and then eba made from well-processed gari. But there are other options. We have amala. Somebody said there are 3 types of amala. That is what they know. There's amala from cassava, amala from yam, and then amala from unripe plantain flour. Just be sure that these foods are well-processed. There is no issue. Then you can also enjoy your fufu, especially when it's well-fermented. You can enjoy your akpu when it's well-processed. Then you can enjoy swallows from sorghum that we call dawa. You can enjoy from millet. You can also enjoy the one from finger millet, or from maize, the one we call tuwo masara, gabza, right? Yes, these are all nutritious foods, rich in fiber, vitamins, minerals, and proteins that we can enjoy. Then the ones that we should eat with caution is foods like agidi. They have probiotics that is good for the system, but it's refined for those people who are overweight or those who have sugar condition, or those who are hypertensive. You need more food. You need those foods that are rich in fiber. Then we also have pounded yam, which has a high glycemic index because of the method of preparation. But I said for young people who who are active and not overweight, you can enjoy your pounded yam. Then for starch and owo, that one, even for adults, I'm not sure I would recommend it. It's even better for children because it's so refined and the carbohydrate content is so high, and then the glycemic index is very high. And then we have the swallow from refined wheat. That one is a no for Dietitian Michelle, but I don't know about you. Feel free to connect with me on social media so that we can continue this conversation. Now, there's something about acha. I would like you to connect with me next week, Tuesday. I'll talk about it, give you one recipe, and tell you how I enjoy my acha. You know, acha does not have what we call gluten. The gluten we have in that other swallow that makes it to bind, and it doesn't bind like eba. All right, so some people who prefer their swallows to mold will be wondering how they're going to enjoy their acha. I'm going to tell you what I do to enjoy my own acha and tuwo rice, because I also like to mold mine. I don't eat with spoons, so I'll share the secret on how I enjoy that acha next episode when we talk about recipes. So if you don't live in Jos and you're wondering where you can get some of these nutritious foods, you can order them on our website www.cncsmartfood.com. You can get acha flour there, you can get your acha grains, you can order your plantain smart maize, you can even order finger millets and many other nutritious foods. And when you go to this website www.cncsmartfood.com, you can get a free brochure on the nutritional benefits of these foods. Again, would you like to belong to our closed WhatsApp group so that you can get updates on these products, the nutritional benefits, and any information that you would need? Send a message to this number. Just send join group to this number. This is not the radio station number. I am giving you the office line of Dietitian Michelle and our clinic, Citadel Nutrition Consult. So this is the number you can send a message to: 0708 987 3497. 0708 987 3497. You can also send group to 0904 675 8079. 0904 675 8079. Then, do you have a diet related condition? Are you diabetic? Are you hypertensive? Are you obese? Are you struggling with cancer, a kidney condition, and you need help on your diet? Please note that guidelines will not be enough. Whatever I'm teaching here, I'm saying these are tips, these are nutritional guidelines, but it is not the diet therapy. It is not a diet treatment. For you to be well, for you to be sound, you still need to consult dietitians so that you will know what to eat. Not just what you should eat, but how much you should eat. You will need us to do that calculation and guide you to say, eat this in this amount so that you can be well. The earlier the better. Don't wait until complications arise. It's a lot more difficult. I see people who are newly diagnosed and they take their health for granted because they are diabetic and they feel like they have everything under control. The sugar still looks okay. Before you know what's happening, it's progressing. Complications are arising. The next thing is hypertension. Next thing is kidney condition. Sometimes erectile dysfunction. I mean, there's injury and then there's going to be amputation. This can be averted from the beginning. When you combine your medication with diet therapy, education, exercise, and even monitoring, there is a lot you need to learn to avert or avoid complications of diabetes. So please book your consultation with a dietitian or even Dietitian Michelle. Send consultation to 0708 987 3497 or 0904 675 8079. If you live in Jos, our office, Citadel Nutrition Consult, is located at Crispan Hotel, opposite Air Force Base, off Jonajang Expressway, Refuge Jos. That is where our clinic is, and we are open from Mondays to Saturdays, 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. We are open for consultation, and we also provide virtual consultations. So feel free to reach out to us. We'll be very happy to work with you. And you can also become an affiliate partner of CNC. You can refer or recommend our products and our services, and you'll be blessed. It's not enough to recommend just clothes or shoes and bags. Recommend health, good health. There are people who are looking for dietitians and they don't even know where to find them. You can become an affiliate partner, and guess what? When you refer, when you recommend, you get rewarded if the person subscribes to any of our package. If you want to get more information about this, just send partner to 0708 987 3497, or you can send partner to 0904 675 8079. Let's partner and spread good health, good nutrition, and help people make better choices. Thank you for joining me today on Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle, your food expert. I hope you got value for your time. If yes, please tell me. I would like to know. Connect with me on social media. Let's talk more on social media. Facebook, you'll find me there as Dietitian Michelle. And then on Instagram, Dietitian Michelle. On TikTok, Dietitian Michelle. On Twitter, Dietitian Michi. And on LinkedIn, Michelle Umeadi. And the main place where you're going to find a lot of content, even missed episodes, you will find them on our YouTube channel, Dietitian Michelle. Lots of interesting topics on nutrition, a lot of guidelines on what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat, foods you should moderate, and even calories in food. You're going to find that on the YouTube channel, Dietitian Michelle. I hope you're happy to connect with me, because I'll be very happy to connect with you as well. And when you send your questions there, when you comment, I'll be there to listen and also talk with you and know if you need further services. Then before I go today, I would like to let you know that Michelle is back to consultation. For a while now, I have just been away from consulting because there are many dietitians who are there to consult. We have over 5 dietitians working with us at CNC, sound dietitians, but I don't know why there is still this demand. It must be Dietitian Michelle, it must be Dietitian Michelle. I'd like you to know that we are all dietitians. We went to school. We were taught how to plan diet. The only difference is just years of experience. So I want you to be confident in the dietitians working with Dietitian Michelle at Citadel Nutrition Consult. But for those of you who are still insisting, I'm here to tell you that, okay, I'm here every Thursday. All right, that is the only day that I'll be available to consult, so that you can call back and you can be booked for consultation with Dietitian Michelle on Thursdays. Okay, so if you're listening to me, there are many people who have called, and we are here to give you back the message that we are back to consulting, and I'll be available every Thursday. But the dietitians working with us have been trained, they're sound, and they can provide similar service. But let's see if there's something else you would like us to talk about. So every Thursday is Dietitian Michelle's day for consultation at Citadel Nutrition Consult, and it must not even be a physical consultation. Virtual consultation works just fine for me. I have many clients that I'm working with, Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, and we've not seen. Virtual consultation works just fine. You don't have to stress yourself to come out. We can get all the information that we need, and we would talk to you. Okay, so a lot of times I prefer to wait until there are complications. When it's beyond the other dietitians, that is when I step in. But let's see, we'll open that up here too in just. If you would like to consult Dietitian Michelle every Thursday, I'll be available for the consultation. See you again next episode of Diet Talk with Dietitian Michelle.